people. First question is, how do you choose a mortgage broker? And I know that sounds like a very simplex question, but what I find is that if I put it into what I do, when people look at property management, they only ask the one question: what's your management fee? But
Right.
there's probably about 20 questions that they should be asking in order
Absolutely.
to help them to choose the right property manager. So
Mhm.
I'm thinking that that's probably the same situation from a mortgage broker. So if I was somebody that was looking to buy a property and I wanted to choose a mortgage broker, how do you choose a mortgage broker? What are some of the questions that I should be asking yourself or another mortgage broker to make sure that I'm getting the best mortgage broker that's suited to my needs?
Yeah. Um, I think that depends somewhat on personality. A great place to start is actually to find somebody through as a referrer through somebody that you already know. So
Mm,
if your tenants and your landlords already know and trust you, they will already feel a bit more comfortable that there's that intrinsic trust there already if
mm,
you refer them to somebody. So that helps getting rather than picking somebody out of the yellow pages or just Googling somebody, so to speak.
mhm,
The other thing is to make sure that you actually like the person. You're going to be talking about some really detailed stuff and in depth and some personal things. And so, my personal preference is always somebody that speaks your language, so to speak, not
mhm,
English or a different language, but your vibe, let's say, somebody that you feel really comfortable with to open up your whole financial and personal life to, because it is going to get really in depth.
mm,
Because a good mortgage broker will actually get to the nitty gritty of your goals and needs before they actually make a recommendation for a lender or a product. So if stiff upper lip banker is your vibe, then go for somebody like that. But if you want somebody that's a bit more relaxed and a bit more personal, don't worry about trying out a few. Just in terms of a initial conversation, certainly don't provide your information to a whole smorgasbord of people,
mm.
but have a conversation and see if you actually like the broker.
Is there
Another one is,
Sorry,
yeah,
is
go
there
ahead.
particular questions that you would recommend people ask?
Yeah, yeah. So another thing is you definitely need to ask them, make sure that they are licensed to
Mhm,
give the advice. You can ask them for their credit representative number or their credit license number, because it's important that a mortgage is one of the biggest financial decisions that they ever make. And if you're going to be taking advice from somebody, you need to make sure that they are licensed to give you that advice. The vast majority of brokers are also linked to an association, either the MFAA or the FBAA, and that just gives you that extra level of comfort that they are being governed, and that there are some regulations and some regular training and so on that they have available to make sure that we're all up to speed with all the changes and regulations to make sure that you as a customer, as a client, are protected and very well advised. And then another thing, feel free to ask how a broker is paid. Clients very often ask, how much do you charge for your advice or for an appointment? And some brokers have an engagement fee and others don't. But make sure that you understand how a broker is paid, because our commission from the banks that we are paid doesn't get added to the loan. So there's no cost to you as the client, so to speak. And also, if you're going to be looking to build a strong, long lasting relationship with this broker, perhaps you're going to be an investor over time. Also, understand that if you jump from broker to broker, because you're chasing discounts or whatever, rather than building a good relationship, if you leave that broker, sometimes their commission actually gets taken back. So just understand that building long-term strong relationships, if everyone knows how everyone is paid, that starts the conversation off on a good foot.
okay, awesome.